Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net, your choice for the conservative voice. This is Ann Parisi. Our founder, Jack Roser, and myself have Congressman Joe Walsh with us. And Congressman Walsh, revolution in the Republican Party or renaissance in the Republican Party? Where are we at right now?
I think the revolution comes first. From the bottom up, this party needs to change. Jack's right. We have not had any leadership in this party that has stood for things in opposition to what the Democrats stand for. So they've been perfectly willing, again, to go along with whatever the Dems will give them. We're at a point right now, literally, where this state is crashing.
So we have really three parties in Illinois right now. We have the Democrat Party, we have the good old boy establishment Republican Party, and then the conservative Republican Party is what I'm hearing from you.
You have a conservative independent party, because I think a lot of independents in Illinois feel this way. Look, we can argue about abortion and gays and guns till the cows come home, but most people in this state are still scared to death fiscally with where this state and country are at. And they're concerned about the fact that, I mean, Jack, Carol, you know this, every 9 minutes, somebody is fleeing this state,
Illinois,
a taxpayer permanently.
Right.
We're going to be left with a state where it's nothing but a bunch of people in a wagon. We can't let that happen. But if Republicans continue to elect the same sort of get along guys or gals, it won't change anything. We need to change the state, and that's not going to happen if the Republicans don't become a true opposition party. If we nominate the same sort of guy, we will not change.
But isn't there in politics, I mean, I'm married. I've been married for 20-something years. I look at an issue one way, my husband may look at it a different way. And I get my way more than, no, I'm only kidding. No, we compromise. It's like, okay, you know what? This is what I want to do with this.
That was evil to be compromising in the face of it. It's all right in your marriage. You want the state of Illinois.
Not with where the state's at.
There is no decency in compromise. No. Not in the National Congress to compromise with the place that we're in, with our debt so damned high.
Shouldn't we pick our battles? Now, as far as the debt goes, if you look at this, and you could take this whole big thing and look at it in your own perspective. If I was going out spending $2,000 a week on the credit card, and my husband was bringing $500 a week, there's no compromise on that, Carol. You can't do $1,500. I get it. I get that.
Republicans stand for freedom, limited government, and individual responsibility. If all we care about is getting elected, and we want to abandon these ideas to just get reelected, then yeah, compromise, continue to do what you're doing.
I don't suggest compromising on the financial crisis. I mean, we're in a crisis, and as I say, I drill things down to very basic things. You bring $500 a week in, you can't spend $2,000 a week. And that's what we're doing.
The state of Illinois will not change whether we re-elect Pat Quinn or we send an establishment Republican down to the governor's mansion. The state won't change. It will still be a crisis. It will still crash. The only way the state will change is if the Republican Party changes and sends a Scott Walker, a reform conservative to Springfield. It's the only way this state will change.
So we're talking about reformer, not really Republican. We're looking for a reformer
isn't strong enough. What we're talking about is the bankruptcy of the entire state of Illinois. Yeah. Do you realize gosh darn it, pardon me, how deep is
We're there,
the
Jack.
debt?
We're there.
And I mean, my passion carried me away.
Don't apologize.
Oh yeah, you know the pension debt just for the K-12 system is arguably from $80 billion to $200 billion. Probably the figure is about $160 billion in debt on the pensions, and there is no way that debt can ever be paid. It overhangs and crushes, threatens to fall on everything.
And Jack, you know that unless we repeal Obamacare, our Medicaid rolls in this state will double and triple. I mean, we're sunk.
let me, you bring up quite an important point there. What is our education system in Illinois? It is a single-payer system. What does that mean? The single payer is the government. They suck the money out of all of us, and it goes through their hands, and the single payer says, this is your system. What is Obama doing with his stinking medical system? It's a single payer system. The government, this whole thing is intended to be nothing but a single payer system. You've got the education system that's already there, already stinking expensive, already bankrupted our state and much of the country. The single payer system is you take the market out of it and you pay taxes to the government and they give you the service.
Here's a radical notion.
That's a recipe that gives a product you can't taste.
Quick radical notion. The Republican Party in this state has to have the courage to be prepared to lose an election, to stand for themselves.
Called political will.
We have to have the courage to lose, to stand for what we believe in.
I wouldn't have the courage to. That's a bad way to put it.
Let's explain that in the next.
Well, you know what? I think we need to explain that. I think I know where you're at, and I think that's where the people are really at. Boy, stay with us. This is a great show with Congressman Joe Walsh. Let's find out what his ideas are. Coming right back.